taken in to Czechoslovakia by a survivor, but Renata kept telling to the Slovakian, I have a twin brother somewhere. So that is the way the Slavs were there. It took them 7 weeks to get reunited, but they did. There are two sets of three ethnic people right now, but I wanted to point out how easy it was to run into one building or another and get separated completely.
So you're going to walk here. Do you need the walker or do you... it's a little uneven, it's a little icy.
I don't...
You cannot walk here.
yeah, I don't think the walker will work.
So I'm just going to hold on to somebody.
So we're going to...
Because, oh, okay. I better put this in my car.
So we can put her in the front.
No.
This is the angle I did.
Yeah, that is coming from this way.
Stan, don't you want to be liberated?
Yes. Too late.
We're going to walk this way, but then we're going to do an about face. So you can follow us and then we'll turn around.
Ты как-то обходить вот эти вот экскурсоводные. Знаешь, что они
Liberation, how many times you had to do that? Was it just one time?
Not many times. Because they did want to get it right.
And were you aware?
At the time, I was wondering why are they filming so much? I remember when we
Turn
went.
that out and we'll turn around.
Yeah.
We're going to do a U-turn. So we're going to U-turn. Going back.
Yeah.
Go follow behind.
All of you go.
Follow behind. Unless you want to stay, that's fine. We'll walk this way.
You are not going to follow the parade?
No, they will. So how long did the entire filming take? Do you remember?
I think it took about an hour and a half. So in the snow of January, maybe not January 29, because they came back. Maybe January 27 that the filming was done. It could have been even January 6th.
And then after that, you went to the orphanage, or you went back to your barracks? You were taken to the orphanage, or you were taken that same day?
And then, food back, we were taken to the orphanage and so this is the very famous film that you saw.
But they went all the way down there.
Yeah, I saw in the film you rounded a corner, so I think it actually went all the way down there. No, we're doing the Hollywood version. Yeah, but maybe we'll walk down there real quick. Yeah. I can hear
Guys.
Andy.
I need to get what I can do.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. You're not going out.
Go on up there, talk to her. She doesn't care.
Well, that comes out. Long enough days.
Ano may grabadown sa kanya, mapanasam. Which part did she come out of? Because it looked like a corner when they came around a corner. Oh, okay.
Could have been there, but it's in Kyle Mountain.
But either way, it was between these.
How was
No, it's right here.
now see, this is my theory. That people see these films and they see actually they were filmed as the liberation happened. Did you have anybody film what happened to you?
What they did, and there's some photographs on the internet, you can find them. They created a parade to march by country with the flag of the country in front.
So that was a stage.
In front of the American army, which was they were tanks, and we paraded for the army.
Okay,
And
now
I carried the French flag.
I see. But then what I am saying here, and that is what my assumption has been, that all these actual documentary footages were a little bit staged.
Oh, it was staged,
Sure,
of course,
sure.
but it
Because
was
you weren't waiting at the gate
no.
to be liberated.
No,
You
because
didn't
we
know.
already had freed the camp. What happened was that they had put dynamite. We worked in a tunnel in the mountain,
I see.
and they had put dynamite to take us there and kill us. A
Nazis.
German officer, because by that time they were using Air Force soldiers because they didn't have any more SS, warned us not to go in the mountain because they were going to blow us up and give us some guns. So when they came with the detachment of soldiers, a battle started, and the soldiers ran away into the forest.
Oh,
And they got replaced by civilians from the village with hunting rifles, and they lasted about 5 minutes. So we were already free when the American army came.
yeah.
We already had gone into the village with guns and gotten civilian clothes and whatever we wanted. We were actually going to all the homes in the village and stealing things.
Well,
And by that time, then the American army came and they organized it so we couldn't leave the camp. We left, a group of us left anyway, and we commandeered a German car and we started driving toward France. And we were stopped in a barricade, and they destroyed the engine of the car so we couldn't continue. We had to go back to the camp, and we did it by riding on top of tanks.
that is when you hold on the top of tanks. I see. Because see, I had a theory as I was describing, and I talked to my groups in Terre Haute, a lecture at the museum. I tell them that look at these pictures with the liberation.
They were
That
phonies.
They were staged. We were not waiting. Guys, we were not waiting between these two rows of barbed wires to be liberated.
Absolutely.
As you can see, it's very cold. It's not very friendly there. And in addition to that, we did not know before the Soviets arrived who was coming. So wouldn't
And how they would
out.
behave.
So, well, but we really were looking for safety. Number one, physical safety from guns. Second, safety from the cold, the miserable cold. So who was going to wait? We never knew who was coming from the other side. And even when the Soviet army liberated us, I had no idea who that army was. The only good thing I could tell that they didn't look like the Nazis, and that was good enough for me. And so I was just asking, because I have told many people about it, that maybe all the liberation footage is staged, because most of the victims did not know who was coming in from the outside. We were hoping it was going to be liberation, but how do you know? So do you wait between two rows of barbed wires to be liberated? Or do you wait at the first front gate? You don't know who is coming. So he is telling me, or told us, that he was carrying the French flag. But let's be honest, you are not waiting.
Where did I get it from?
Yeah. He was not waiting in the camp with a French flag in his hand.
Actually, I was trying to escape all the time, even from the Americans. I just wanted to get home.
And how did you figure to go home?
We stole a car.
You did, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
knew,
No,
and
we
you
stole
knew how
a-
to drive?
Well, it wasn't me. It was a group of us,
How many?
about 12.
There were some of them were older who knew how to drive.
Most of them were older.
So you were the
I was
kid.
always the kid.
Oh.
But I was so tall, and in those days people were much shorter than they are today. And people looked at a person tall and they figured he's older than what he
And
is.
smarter.
But, well, smarter I'm not. But
Taller, yes.
what she fails to tell you is that the climate has changed. You think this is cold? It was 10 times colder then. The temperature was below zero, as much as 30 degrees below zero. So cold, it was really cold. This is nothing.
This is nothing. I'll go for the a little bit warmer if I can.
Oh, me too.
Okay, all right.
They gave you hand warmers.
Oh, of course. It was still dinners.
Oh, Eva.
Well done.
Driver know where he's going?
Well, they used the wire.
They did. No, I don't think so. That really made Why do they use smart Alan? Why did you catch rats? Why did you catch rats to eat?
I didn't see any rats.
You did?
Well, because they probably were eaten already by the time I left.
Our Derek was filled with rats. Why didn't you
So you caught them?
Because I'm sure somebody caught them. I never saw a rat.
Yes. We had so, that's the reason they felt safe in our barrack. We did not know how to catch them. So I think they all gathered there for conference, the rat conference. And we had so many you couldn't get rid of them.
So did you ever catch any?
No, I was not in the rat catching business.
You were in the
I was very
organizing
proud of that.
potatoes.
She was in the potato.
This is the potato organizing it. I was good at that. I didn't know how to catch that. No. Not that luxury of the side. Looks like an outside. No, it doesn't look quite as good as
You see inside, you'll see.
you are not going to be quite that. That's what I say. Walking through Auschwitz was compared to Birkenau, this is like
It's like a military camp, actually.
it was a military camp originally. Yes, but it's not, there is no luxury here, and there was as much misery here as was in Birkenau. But Birkenau
Including the
was definitely-
fancy lamps by the doors.
What?
Including the fancy lamps at the doors. Looks like a hotel.
I know, even look at it here. You can see the street is lined with trees. And that really gives the atmosphere of a campus.
It's a small campus.
But were there trees back in the 40s? 40s? There were trees.
I never was here.
Not in Birkenau.
Here I was.
Wow!
I've never seen this before. Except on this book.
I would come here 3 times. I would be taken here 3 times a week for experiments in Barrack Camp.
Is
We are
that
going
right?
to go this afternoon. I think we are going now to
Now, yes, we are.
This is where the experiments were done. And 3 times a week we would walk from Birkenau to Auschwitz to Barrack Camp for experiments. So that was all on a weekly basis. I was there 3 times. The whole day. The instructions measure what?
It must have been whole.
Yep. was cold. It was demeaning. It was dehumanizing. And it was the price I had to pay for staying alive. That's right. They didn't ask me if I wanted to. We all knew very fast that in order to stay alive, we had to do that. And we complied.
When we get here, I think some people are out of